Good morning, everyone. I am Florence Beckman, but I am playing Mary Brown. I am one of the early citizens of Saratoga, having moved here in 1881. I lived on what is now Bowman Road, and later purchased the property that is now the site of the Sacred Heart Church, as well as the Saratoga Civic Center. My name is Mary Brown. I moved here with my children, having lost my husband, John, after his unfortunate but famous raid at Harper's Ferry. Some soldiers wrote a song about my husband that was sung by the Union during the Civil War, referring to the fact that John was tried and sentenced to death by hanging after the raid. They called it John Brown's Body. John Brown's body lies a-mouldering in the grave. History reveals that Reverend Clark of Boston, upon hearing soldiers singing the song, said to his friend Julia Ward Howe, "Why don't you write some decent words for that tune?" Julia answered, "I will." The song that she wrote came to be known and loved by our country as the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
My name is Terry Briggs. I'm the president of the Silicon Valley chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. And the Sons of the American Revolution is an organization of descendants of people who participated in the Revolutionary War. So I have 16 ancestors who I have proven have participated in the Revolutionary War. Our organization is founded on promoting patriotism and recognizing our patriot ancestors who contributed to the American independence here from the colonies that originated from Britain.
Now, this next activity is going to take place right here in the middle. So if you all want to see it, it'd be best if you come to the sides for a moment, just during this little celebration, this little event, because this is something special. We've had this for many years, and then after COVID, it kind of lost it for a bit. But it's back, and you are going to really enjoy Voices of Freedom. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to see it, come to the sides or to the back, and you will relish this activity.
The canvas of American history is painted by the lives of individual men and women who believed in our country and the freedom it stood for. These were regular people, husbands, wives, laborers, and businessmen, who stood up and spoke from their convictions, and who worked to influence others toward their ideals. Their lives made a difference. George Washington, our first president, said,
"The time is near at hand which must determine whether Americans are to be free men or slaves."
In 1775, Patrick Henry said,
"Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me death."
Thomas Paine wrote,
"These are the times that try men's souls. Those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must, like me, undergo the fatigue of supporting it."
Our second president, John Adams.
"Yesterday, the greatest question was decided which ever was debated in America, and a greater perhaps never was nor will be decided among men. A resolution passed without one dissenting colony, that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states."
And his wife, Abigail Adams.
"Great necessities call out great virtues. When a mind is raised and animated by scenes that engage the heart, then those qualities which otherwise lay dormant wake into life and form the character of the hero and the statesman."
Benjamin Franklin.
Where liberty dwells, there is my country.
Thomas Jefferson wrote these words in the Declaration of Independence.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
87 years later, Abraham Lincoln, following the Civil War, called for a new birth of freedom in his Gettysburg Address, which began with these words.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Theodore Roosevelt became president in 1901, and in 1905 spoke these words.
Far better is it to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they lie in a gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat.
2 years later, he gave a speech about what it means to be an American, and said that we have room for but one flag, the American flag. The flag of the United States is one of the nation's most widely recognized and powerful symbols. Betsy Ross was only 25. She had watched and waited for her soldier husband to return. But all that came back was a letter from his commanding officer, killed in battle. Then a light broke through, brought by a man who needed her help. Together they drew and shaped and planned 6 white bands, 7 red stripes, and a corner of blue. General George Washington suggested stars with 6 points, but the seamstress was adamant. No 6-pointed stars on her flag. Those were British stars, and to them, she had lost her husband. Only 5-pointed stars. They were the symbols of freedom. President Woodrow Wilson established Flag Day in 1916 and said,
This flag, which we honor and under which we serve, is the emblem of our unity, our power, our thought and purpose as a nation. Though silent, it speaks to us of the past, of the men and women who went before us, and of the records they wrote upon
it. February 23rd, 1945. After 4 days of bombardment, the Pacific island of Iwo Jima lay silent and battered. 40 Marines had ascended the steep slopes of Mount Suribachi to plant a modest American flag. But Lieutenant Colonel Chandler Johnson requested that a larger one be raised. A discarded pipe was salvaged, and the colors were quickly attached. As 4 men struggled to plant the makeshift staff in the rugged ground, 2 more came to their aid as the cloth instantly unfurled to the bracing wind. Indomitable spirit, unwavering commitment. The moment would be captured forever, and America would never forget. And our flag was still there, a symbol of our freedom.
We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
September 11, 2001. By By late afternoon, it was still difficult to see through the blinding smoke and debris where the World Trade Center had once stood. But firefighter Dan McWilliams from Ladder 157 managed to spot a lone American flag and pole on a nearby yacht docked behind the former towers. Inspired to move the flag to West Street, where rescue crews were still desperately working, McWilliams was joined by two colleagues as they slowly raised the brilliant red, white, and blue against the gray desolation. Fierce hope, defiant faith. The moment would be captured forever, and America would never forget. We will never forget.
Hi everybody, I'm Cookie Fitzsimmons, Council Member, City of Saratoga, past mayor in 2023. Here we are, 4th of July. I wait for this every year. It's one of my favorite events. And this year I had the privilege of being Martha Washington. I couldn't believe it. I was asked to be Martha Washington. It was awesome. The narrative that goes with the Washington, George Washington and Martha, in the Voices of Freedom, they talk about how ordinary people do either ordinary things that make a huge difference, but the point is they do something. That means a lot to me. Everyone can do a little something. And I just wanted to say, I knew Jack Mallory, and he was the father of this whole event. What a great guy, and what a great honor that Holly, his daughter, has brought this back to us. We didn't have it for the COVID years, and now it's back, and I'm excited. Next year, if you get a chance, please volunteer. Happy 4th of July.
Hi, I'm Chuck Page, Saratoga City Council member and former mayor, and also the MC and host of Saratoga's 4th of July celebration. And I want to thank you all for all of you that came, and wish you all of you that are seeing this for the first time a happy 4th of July, a happy Independence Day. And I got to tell you, this is one of the premier events that we do here in Saratoga. And one of the greatest things is it's a long-standing tradition. I think it's been going on for 21 years. It is something that if you get a chance to come to Saratoga on the 4th of July, get here early, because this is something you want to see. America was founded on some very basic beliefs. And one of those beliefs is that we are all created equal. and we all have certain inalienable rights, the right to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And this celebration, this hometown Americana kind of event with our McCartysville band in the background is exactly what it's about. So a lot of people died to keep us our freedoms and to get them to us, and I implore all of you to follow the lead of the preamble of our Declaration of Independence. Saratoga is a great community. We thank you for being here, and we thank you for watching.